guys also included a documentary. What can we expect from it?
Well, it's the making of, really. You know, it's us in the studio in Toronto from last year, summer 2008. It's kind of get a little glimpse into what it's like to be in a windowless room and surrounded by lots of instruments and people doing this a lot with knobs, you know.
So you guys shared this album on the internet. You gave like a sneak peek of this album. So what is your position about sharing music on the internet?
Well, what we did was more of a gift to our fans, to the people that have stayed with us for a long time, and just wanted to give them a little taster of what the album's going to be like. It's a new medium, and technology as a science technology is something that's moving very quickly, and I find it very exciting, and it's something that you have to use to your benefit, and just accept the fact that it's here to stay, and it's forever changing. And just kind of look at it in a positive sense, and just see that it's enriching people's lives rather than concentrating on the fact that, you know, people abuse it as well, you know. And so yeah, that was kind of the story behind that, just to kind of use it as a medium to give a little present to our fans.
So what is the message of this album?
There is no real, like, you know, like Steph was saying, we didn't really sit down and say, okay, this album's going to be about this, you know. I suppose it's just message, you know. We wrote the songs, you know, and they sounded good and they felt good, and we compiled them all into one big album, and it's, you know, I don't think there's any sort of proper message there. I don't know, what do you think, Steph?
I like to think that people can interpret them and live out their own stories in them, you know, like you would do with modern art, for example, something that's a little bit abstract. You know, you recognize and you can sort of see the shapes and the colors and you can name them, but, you know, no one's actually telling you what to feel or how to perceive it. You know, I hope in some ways that this record, you know, allows the listener, you know, to kind of interpret them in their own ways.
So what kind of music were you listening while creating this album?
We spend the whole day in the studio listening to, you know, loud guitar music. So when we were driving back home from the studio, all of us in a little car at night, we would play music that didn't have loud guitars. I mean, I think the albums were like, it was a Sigur Rós, it was a Duke Spirit,
At the time, Band of Horses. Bill made a lot of road mixes, I recall, classical music, and just things that were sort of nice little warm down, instead of just going from straight loud guitar to silence. It was nice little
Yeah, to relax a little after this. So Brian said recently that this was a happier album, and how have your fans received this?
Well, I like to, you know, think. Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at sort of Placebo 6 records, there is sort of an evolution, but at the same time, there is something that kind of unites all of them. You know, it's essentially, you know, there is an identifiable sound, I think, and some sort of themes that are running through. But you know, we want to shake it up a bit, you know, with sort of some of the instrumentation, and some of the fans, you know, they want their old Placebo, or they want the Placebo of 1997 with that haircut, you know, with that image, you know, and that's fine, you know, because, you know, everyone is different, and everyone's going to have different opinions and different likes, you know. But on the whole, it's been, you know, the people that I see in the crowds, they're into it, you know, and that's good enough for me, you know.
as a big band, it's hard to stay in touch with your fans, but how do you do it?
Fans? Well, when I first joined the band, I had an email address that I had put on this video resume that got leaked. And so fans email me a lot on that. And I've since, closed it down to everything just but that. And so they'll write and just say, loving your work sort of thing. And it's just to give them sort of, just to write back and say thanks a lot, thanks for loving the band, we really appreciate it, and keep listening sort of thing. It just makes their day, and that's one way that I try to stay in contact with the fans. You can't talk to everybody, but you try to here and there as much as you can before it gets too crazy, at least.
I've kind of given the front row a bit more of a spotlight, because I've been doing a video diary this whole summer, following us around, filming all of us at our most vulnerable and most funny, and yeah, included in that is quite a lot of close-ups and sort of snippets of people in the front row, and yeah, just kind of give a little spotlight on the people that are people that are really into the band, and kind of sort of showing people who they are, kind of thing, and kind of giving them a little spotlight.
Well, guys, thank you very much for this interview, and we hope the best for you in your stay in Mexico. And thank you, amigos de Terra. Esto ha sido todo por hoy. Mi nombre es Mariana Pando. Hasta la próxima.